Today's topic, van maintenance. Hey y'all, welcome to Ginger Walkabout. I'm here in beautiful Topsail Beach, North Carolina, with the one and only Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Say hi, bug. We just went for a walk on the beach. And there she is. The ocean. I'm back at the ocean. I have gone full circle. So yeah, I was actually planning to go back to the mountains this weekend, but Canada done sent us the Arctic chill, and it's stupid cold at night, right? It gets in the 50s right now with like 12-mile-an-hour winds. So, and that's on the coast of North Carolina. So up in the mountains where I was headed, it was going to be down to 20 at night. Call me what you will, I'm a fair weather hiker. But I will say, before we get to the maintenance portion of this video, which I promise there is one, you absolutely must get to the Northeast in the fall. So I spent the past week or so doing some hiking up in the Appalachians and went to Crabtree Falls. I thought I had not been to Crabtree Falls. Turned out I had been to Crabtree Falls before, but it is spectacular, and it rained for like 4 days before Crabtree Falls, and so the falls were amazing. So that is a great little 3-mile out and back hike that I strongly recommend to anybody. And then I went up to Roaring Run, which is another great little hike out along a river, and there's some falls, and it's kind of out of the way, and it's not crowded, and it was lovely. Again, strongly great way to pass a day. Just me and the dog out on a trail. I've discovered that is one of the things that I very much do enjoy doing alone, just with the dog and me, is doing some hiking. Oh, and then I also went to that Natural Bridge State Park. Now, this is quite the tourist trap. But anyway, it's cool. It's a cool big piece of rock with a hole through the middle of it. It's worth a look-see, and I don't need to go back again, but it's worth a look-see. And then you walk down a beautiful little trail, and there's, the reenactment of the Native American village, and then you get to the end, and there's a waterfall that's, it's okay. But again, give it a look-see. Worth doing once. Okay, so now on to the actual point of this video. When my van got to about, Lucille hit about 7,000 miles, a little bit before, and the change the oil light didn't come on, but there's a text scroll. I should have filmed it, but I didn't. There's a text scroll that comes on when you first start the vehicle. And it was saying, get ready to change your oil soon. And it made sense. Normally, your oil change would be at 10,000 miles. However, if you check your manual, you will also note that if you ride her hard, which I kind of do up and down the mountains, or, you have a lot of time idling, which I also do because, idling to charge the batteries, then those things could make you need to change your oil more often. So I was actually prepared at 6,000 miles, but we got to 7,000, and it was time to change the oil, rotate the tires. So this was a point of great concern to me because all over the Facebook group are mentions of just people having a heck of a time finding a place to get this done. So here's how I did it. I went online, found a dealer in North Carolina that was on my path, and then I booked an appointment online. When I booked the appointment online and it gave me the confirmation, it assigned me a service liaison or whatever they called it, and gave me his email. And so I emailed him immediately and I said, so just so you know, this isn't your typical Promaster. Now, it was also a Ram business link service center. And they should all, if they're business link, work on the ProMaster 3500 van. So anyway, so I email the lovely Jason and I said, look, this is not your typical ProMaster, right? Winnebago's done a couple of things. So what makes it difficult, just so you know, is not the weight or even the height necessarily. It's that they put so many things underneath the van, like the tanks and electrical and plumbing, that you can no longer use the traditional lift, like H-shaped lift that they use normally on cars. You can't use those. You have to put her on a drive-on lift. That's important. So the only way to change the oil is to either find a place with a drive-on lift, and we'll get to why that's not even always easy, or go to like a Jiffy Lube that has a well, right? Like down, so the car doesn't ever come off the ground. The dude just goes into the ground underneath the car and changes the oil. That doesn't help you with the tire rotation, but that will certainly get your oil changed. Just find a Jiffy Lube with a well and a high enough clearance, and you're good to go. But I wanted my tires rotated too. So, this particular Ram service center had a drive-on lift, no problem. The issue is the drive-on lift is an incline to get onto it. And because Winnebago put so many things behind the back tires, like all the way out near the back bumper, when you go to drive it on and you kick it up, everything on the back end just scrapes along the ground and the lift. And then when there's a pivot point, right, where you get to the top of the lift, and anything in the middle of the Travato can hit on that pivot point on the lift. So this service guy was awesome though. He's like, I think we can do it. He's like, even if for some reason we can't get it on the lift, we will figure it out. We will jack it up with floor jacks if we have to. We'll figure it out. Might take a little longer than a typical oil change, but we'll get it done. So just come on down. And so I did, and they were very prompt. And so I'm, waiting in the service area lounge with the dog. And he comes in, he's like, well, we did have to make a modification to your van. I was like, so in the middle of the van is a U-bracket that holds up your exhaust pipe. And it is a pretty aggressive bracket. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I knew exactly what he was talking about when he mentioned it. And they had it stuck down so far in the middle that they were going to catch it on the left as it got to the top. So they had to just loosen it and turn that bracket 90 degrees and then tighten it back down. I was like, as long as damn exhaust pipe is still connected, I don't care. He's like, yeah, everything else was fine. So here's a picture of Lucille up on the lift. You can see that those poor guys had to crawl on their knees to get underneath her to change the oil, but that's just the way it is. She was all the way up there in the top. And then they have the jacks that are part of the drive-on lift that then they could jack it up enough just to get the weight off the tires so they could pull the tires off and rotate the tires. Now, I went in there and I had the manual and I went on the Facebook group because there's a specific way you rotate the tires. There's a specific torque amount you want on the bolts, on the lug bolts. These are all things, and the tire pressure. These are all things you need to know when you go in there. Don't just roll in and be like, this is a regular car. You just do the oil change and rotate the tires. Okay. This is a big girl. She's had modifications from Winnebago. And not all the service guys are going to know. So you go in and you know what you want and you tell them what you want. You tell them. And then when you're done, you check it. I did not drive anywhere off that lot until I checked to make sure that my tires were at the proper pressure, front and back, because it's not standard ProMaster pressure. It's Winnebago pressure. 65 front, 80 rear. So, but at the end of the day, like, it got done. It didn't take very long. It cost like less than $80, and it all got done. And I got my printout. I'm saving my paperwork, because if I ever sell Lucille, I want the next owner to know that all the scheduled maintenance got done as it was supposed to at the dealer. So good to go there. And yeah, it was a totally positive experience, not scary at all. I know what to expect now. And I can tell future dealers, like, I had a dealer do it. So if they could do it, you can too. So don't be afraid. Get your oil changed when you're supposed to. Just know what you're doing, know what you want going in, and make sure they do it the way you want it done. All right, so other maintenance issues, right? So the oil change is one thing. Another thing, your tires, like, they talk about where the rubber meets the road. That's because tires are insanely important. The heavier and bigger you get, the more important your tires are. So first, let's talk about the heavy, all right? You need to weigh your van. You need to weigh your van. You need to get to a truck stop, and you need to get on the scales and weigh your van. So here's how I did it. All right, y'all. So the other day I went and did my first truck stop at the Flying J. Truck stops are a little intimidating. Now, I've been meaning to weigh this RV for a while, right? So here's the thing. There are horror stories, and my mother is also convinced, that if you get in a wreck and the insurance company finds out that you were overweight, that they will not cover it. Anyway, look, you shouldn't be overweight. Just don't be overweight. It's bad for the rig. It's bad for you. It's bad for safety. It's bad for your tires. Just don't be overweight. And I had not weighed my rig. I was a little nervous, not gonna lie. I was a little concerned. Now, luckily, the lady at the Flying J was very nice, and they were not super busy, because, rookie mistakes were made. So, I paid for the weigh and everything, and she's like, yeah, just pay for it and then come back in and get the thing. All right. So I get on the scale. I make sure my tires, because, the front and back are done separate. Make sure my tires are where they're supposed to be. I push the button. She's like, first weigh or reweigh. It's first weigh. I was like, I already paid. She's like, oh, yeah, I know you. Anyway, so she weighs. She's like, okay, got it. Come on inside, because then you got to go inside, get your paperwork. Here's the thing. I did not know that you should get off the scale and then go inside. So I just got out and went inside, and she was like, you have to get off the scale. I can't pull the paper until you get off the scale. I'm like, oh. Rookie mistake. Live and learn. So anyway, moved off the scale, went inside. Again, she was super nice, thank God. I got my paperwork. Got it. So here's the thing. You're going to need to know what you're supposed to weigh, right? And that's not on the door jamb of the vehicle. You're going to need to get your manual out, and you're going to need to, look, now I just took a picture so that I would have it. So my total gross vehicle weight rating up to 9,350 pounds. All right. That's it. That's where this bad boy tops out. Anything over that, and you are rolling dirty. You are in trouble. So, I went on the scale, got my paperwork. It's like getting a report card, y'all. I was nervous. I didn't know what my grade was going to be. So, I am sitting at 8,780 pounds. I'm golden. And then it breaks it down by axle. And I'm all good on my axles too. But yeah, I am like, I'm like 600 pounds underweight. I can put all sorts of shit in here. And that, now, let me make sure you understand. I had dumped my black tank and obviously my gray tank. But I had a full tank of water. I had a full tank of gas. And I had a full me and a full whiskey dog. So this here 8,780 pounds, that is fully loaded up. That is with all the things. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. That was a good day on the scale. Don't always have a good day on the scale, but that was a good day on the scale. Okay, so once you know that your weight is good, you're not overweight, then you need to check your tires. Now, look, when I just had a regular car, I never checked the air in my tires. They got checked when the oil change happened, and I put air in the tires when the light came on, usually in the winter when the temperature dropped and the tires, got cold and they needed more air. That was it. This big mamba jamba, I will kill myself and others if I have a tire failure. And the fastest way to have a tire failure is having improperly inflated tires. So my tire pressure gets checked every single day before I start to drive. So I turn the van on. I'm lucky. I've got my tire pressure monitors that I can read right from my screen of my Alpine Halo head unit that I had put in with the Maestro linkage, whatever, where I can see all my gauges on my screen. And I check my tires. And I, make sure it's supposed to be 65 front, 80 back, cold. That means not having driven for at least 3 hours. So that's why I check it first thing in the morning. Now, occasionally I will check them while I'm driving. So in other words, when they're hot. And I will say generally they go up about 10 pounds when they're warm or hot. But yeah, and here's the thing, y'all. I was up in the mountains. I was in, Charlottesville, and I got up to leave a campground and my tire light came on and I was like, what the what? And one of my rear tires was down to 65. And I was like, well, that's not good. And I stopped everything. Every plan I had for that day stopped until I could get to a service station, because you can't go to a gas station and use their little sad air pumps. They're not going to have enough pressure. You got to go to a service station. So I just Googled tire and I find a local tire place and I go there and I get the guy to come out and air up my tires for me. Not a problem. You can even do it at the Walmart auto centers. Not a problem. Takes them 5 minutes. You tip them a couple bucks because you're a nice person and you're done. But if your tires are not where they're supposed to be, within, I'd say 5 pounds, you need to get ye to the tire place immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go get your tires taken care of. Don't mess around with the tires. Have I stressed that enough now? All right. So know what your tire pressure is supposed to be. Check it every single day when you are talking about an 8,700 pound vehicle, going 70 miles an hour down the highway. It will literally save your life. All right, so now, just like any other vehicle, the van, of course, has some engine fluids that need to be checked on the regular. Because I, live full-time and drive her a lot, I try to remember to check them on a weekly basis. Sometimes it's every 2 weeks. Again, these are things that should be checked when the engine is cold, which means at least 3 hours without having driven. Now, she just had her oil changed yesterday. So all of these things damn well better be topped off and good to go. But just the basics, okay? This is your power steering fluid. This is your washer, your windshield wiper fluid. You can see it kind of flows down there into the reserve. Your power steering fluid. This is your cab air filter is up in here. And they checked it. I will check it again at some point. Your engine air filter is way down yonder, and that's a whole nother, it's over here. That is a whole other production to get to. So I'm not sure whether I'll be changing that myself. We'll see. Here's your dipstick for your oils. You should know how to check your own oil. If you don't, the internet will teach you. And here's where you put the oil in. And then your coolant. Now, that's probably going to be your most important item, especially on the ProMaster. They have a tendency to run hot. You can just ask the Fit RV because they burned up their engine through no fault of their own. So I carry a bottle of pre-diluted Mopar coolant that I got from the Ram dealership that is specifically for this vehicle. And it's already diluted, and so I keep a very close eye. And as you can see, I'm fine on my coolants. Now remember, don't go taking this top off if your engine's hot. You're going to explode your face. That'd be bad. And over here is your brake fluid. Now, you're going to want to, I don't really mess with this. I look and I can see that it's full, but there's rules for that. You got your, you don't want to mess with getting dirt in here. That's going to cause you all kinds of problems. Like, it even says, like, you have to clean the cap off before you even open it. So, like, be real careful there. Don't mess with that. I would just take that. If that gets to looking low or something, I'd take that to the dealership. All right, so that's pretty much it for the external van, the van itself maintenance. There are things you have to do to the Winnebago house part of the van, and I will get to that in another video. But I hope this is helpful. I hope this gives you an idea of some of the things that you need to do to maintain your vehicle. It's similar to regular passenger car, but you know, you're riding it harder, you're riding it longer. It's your house, so you don't want it to break down. And so you need to stay on top of these things. All right, don't be afraid, ladies. And I'm sure, look, there's some men out there who aren't worth a damn either in the automotive area. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be afraid. Do not be intimidated. If you don't know how to do these things, ask somebody. Go to the dealership. They will walk you through it. If it didn't get done in your walkthrough when you bought the vehicle, then go to the dealership right now and get them to help you. They will be happy to help you. I will help you. Call me, email me, I'll help you. It's not hard, but you know what? It's really important. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps. If I missed something, down in the comments. And I will see you next time.